In this video, we'll be talking about the 2018 All-State Audition for California high school students playing marimba. The piece that was selected was Rain Dance by Alice Gomez. The mallets that I would recommend you playing with are from Innovative Percussion, and they're the William Mersch series. So I like to use a graduated set of mallets, which means I have the softest mallet in mallet 1, and then I have the same mallet in 2 and 3, and the hardest mallet in mallet 4. So the numbers, the model numbers are IPF02 in mallet 1, and then 503 in mallets 2 and 3, and 504 in mallet 4. I'm going to start by giving you some general practice tips. The first tip being don't practice the whole piece at once. I would take the section, the whole first part, and break it up into 5 to 8 bar little fragments, and you could even label them A, B, C, and D. Then you make a practice plan. So I'm only going to practice today section A and then section B. So you would do section A maybe 7 times per tempo as you work it up, then do the same thing for section B, and then you want to string it together. So then I'm going to practice section A and B. Then you have a plan like, okay, Wednesday I'm going to practice section D. Thursday I'm going to practice section E. And that way you have a plan to make it through the whole piece, even if you can't play the beginning perfectly yet. You want to get through the whole piece and chunk it together. Through this process, you're going to play it enough times to have a really good performance. The second tip I have is to break apart any difficult passage and make an exercise out of it. This is probably like the transition moment where you go into octave Ds. I made an exercise for you and I put it in the PDF on innovativepercussion.com, but you can make your own out of any measure that you're struggling with, break it down to the most fundamental parts, and then build it up. The last general tip I have for you is to remember to make artistic choices. This excerpt in Rain Dance doesn't have a lot of musical indications. It's mainly soft, mainly kind of fast. So feel free to make choices and be a little free to make your performance stand out. As I said in section 1, the musical information is minimal. So a choice could be is to emphasize the melodic line of ba 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 bum, and maybe you want to make a little shape in every measure, ba ba bum bum ba ba bum bum, or maybe you want to make a longer phrase like ba 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 bum ba ba bum bum ba 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 bum. So experiment with that. Another way that I chose to separate the voice between the right hand and the left hand is that I moved my left hand playing mallet 2 below the ropes on the D. So it's already much softer and less present than that melody. When I was working the transition between measures 12 and 13, I wanted to make an exercise so I knew exactly where my mallets were supposed to go. As I said before, mallet 2 is below the ropes on the D, but I wanted to make sure that mallet 1 could reach all the way down the octave and hit just below the center of the bar. So to do that, I practiced just those measures over and over, so my mallets were already trained what to do. When I was practicing that transition, I took out a lot of the 16th notes and I just made it block chords. Check the PDF I made on innovativepercussion.com and you can see how I solved that problem. One of the most challenging technical moments of this section, I think, are the 16th notes at measure 33 through 39. They're really fast at quarter equals 92. Da 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 dum. You could solve this problem in a bunch of different ways, but I chose to use only mallet 2 and 4 for most of the 16th notes. So that way it's da 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 da. And I made an exercise that I included in the PDF of basically just taking that rhythm at quarter equals 92 with those mallets, and I looped that 4 times. Then I added one note at a time. So I started on C, 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 and then after I did that 4 times, I moved to the E. C, E, 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 C, E, 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 E. So my muscle memory stayed the same, and then I started using my arms. So it's wrist, and then I move my arms. The third measure would be C, E, C, 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 E, C, 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 and I built it up to where I could easily play the passage. Also, I wouldn't recommend practicing this section much slower than at tempo because you'll use different set of muscle groups or different sticking. So I would stick with 92 beats per minute for this and really just break it down note by note to get it up to speed. In section 2, remember not to play the whole section at once. Break it up into little sections. For example, the first 8 bars are pretty easy, technically speaking, because you're only using 2 notes at a time. So whenever you go to practice this, don't just start there and do those measures that you can play over and over again. I would mainly focus on measures 115 through 118 and 119 through 122. So those are 8 bars together, but break them apart and do them over and over and over again. Don't just start at the beginning of the section, because it's kind of wasting your time until you can play the harder bars. Then musically you'll string it together. Also, feel free to add subtle dynamics through this. It's all written at piano. But I think that you have some room here. I wouldn't get very loud because you want to be stylistically appropriate, but feel free to take little moments to showcase your artistry. I would also take the opportunity to breathe in between phrases in a few points. Those measures that I would do it are 110, 114, and 118. But you can make choices of your own on when you think the music breathes and when it doesn't. I wouldn't be so dramatic to take it completely out of time, but definitely don't feel stiff like you're playing with a metronome here. Be free and sing through the rolls. The last tip I have during this roll section is to move the mallet first that is closest to the note that you're going to. So if you're going from C, E, I would move the right hand first, not the left hand. So you have both hands on C, then your right hand moves to the E. Then if it goes back down to the C, your left hand moves first. If it was going up to a D, then your right hand, if that makes sense. And this is how we connect the rolls from pitch to pitch. Best of luck on your audition this year, and I can't wait to see you in the group this spring.